Dear IAAI, Insurance Auto Auctions, I think we got some beef to settle. I bought two Audi RS7s from Copart and one from IAAI. And for some reason, the one from IAAI is the one I'm having the issue with. Before we get into the nitty gritty of this video, I want you guys to check out these wheels I got for the giveaway RS7. These here will be on the giveaway RS7, and once the car is gonna be lowered, it's gonna look so good. And if you don't already know, the deadline to the giveaway is May 31st. You guys have 20 something days to get entered, and all you have to do is subscribe to my Instagram at BYBTim and you're entered to win. The giveaway is open worldwide, and once I get the car back from the wrap shop, the price for the subscription is gonna go up, so don't be late. And if you secure the price right now for the subscription, it'll never change on you for any of the future giveaways. Anyways, let's get back to the video. So you guys remember this RS7? I got it for a really good deal, right? But I honestly regret it right now because there are so many issues that came up, and let's just go through them. I bought this car because the front end was intact, meaning like it wasn't damaged whatsoever on the pictures. The biggest selling point for this vehicle specifically was the fact that the front end wasn't touched. These front bumpers are crazy expensive, and I was like, good, the front bumper is not touched, and you know, like, that's gonna be a good deal for the price I paid for it. But upon delivery, I noticed that the forklift driver damaged my front bumper pretty bad, right? So I paid $27,700 around there for this car after fees. And that would be technically a good deal if it wasn't for the front bumper. And when the car came, the front bumper was damaged. I was like, it's fine as long as IAAI is accountable for their tow truck drivers. And guess what? They're not. I've wrote them multiple emails. I've wrote them multiple DMs on Instagram they've replied to. And basically what they're saying is that I should have looked at the vehicle at the auction prior to purchasing the car. But wait a minute, what about the pictures on IAAI that are posted clearly showing that the front bumper has no damage whatsoever? So that means I can buy a car that's perfect, and if it comes out completely wrecked and not how it is on the pictures, it's my fault that it was wrecked. That makes no sense. Basically what they're saying is that you can buy a car at IAAI with a light side damage. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you buy a car with a light side damage, right? And you buy it, everything's good, you pay for it, and if the tow truck driver brings it out and absolutely destroys the front end, it's not their fault. How does that make any sense? I did not buy this car with a wrecked front bumper. I would have not paid this much money for this car if it was a wrecked front bumper. Like, you serious? You guys are just a huge company, humongous company, and you guys can't make one thing right. And before you guys start saying, Tim, quit making a big deal about it, just buy a bumper and suck it up. Guys, this bumper is not $300. This bumper is $4,000, right? I bought an aftermarket one for $1,300, and I'm not happy with the fitment. I'm probably gonna run this one or get an OEM one. I don't know how much it's gonna cost me to fix. And this grill as well is $1,700, $1,700. I don't want to run aftermarket stuff on a car like this, you know, but it's just like, you serious? Look at this. Like, this is not like something light. This is not like a little dink and that's it. They literally wrecked the bumper. And on this side as well, look at that. See that crack? Look at that, boom, right there. You see, with my 2021 M3 that I bought from IAA as well, I had a similar situation. I bought the car and the mirrors were stolen off the car. I guess somebody stole them, put them in their pants and walked out of IAA. Or maybe one of the workers, I don't know. Long story short is they were accountable to their issue and they paid me out for the mirrors. And guess what I did with that money? I bought mirrors. I didn't buy myself a McDonald's, you know, quick meal or whatever they're called. I bought the mirrors because that's all I want. For this car, all I want is the front bumper. It's not like I'm asking you guys for, yeah, anyways, enough ranting. So that's my little dissatisfaction with IAAI. Let me know how you guys would react because this is basically my money, my bread. This is how I, you know, feed my family. And yeah, long story short, let's get back to work. Today, this thing is going to paint. And one thing we needed to address, which we tried to address, was the extremely stiff steering. This steering wheel would not turn whatsoever. I went ahead and bought a rack right here. Well, I was buying this computer, but he gave me the rack as well. I swapped out this computer. I tried to program it with the correct SVM code or whatever it's called, and the steering is still extremely stiff. So I have basically two ideas that are in my head. First of all, first idea is that I don't know how picky this car is. And what I mean by that is that our seatbelts are not on. We have a couple lights on the dash and stuff like that. What I want to do is I want to get all that stuff addressed and then I'll go to the steering rack, because I'm still confused. We've tried so many options to get the steering rack to work, and it's just not working. If you guys can help, that'll be absolutely amazing, and I will appreciate all the support and love I get from figuring out the rack. And second of all is getting me the proper steering airbag for this car. So this steering airbag fits, it's the correct one, quote unquote, but it's the wrong mounting. Do you see how this has like a pin and a spring? This has like a hook. So one thing I've learned is that these flat bottom steering wheels right here, they have a hook mounting. So this is gonna be for the circle steering wheel. Anyways, if you guys have an airbag, I think if it's like SQ5 and a couple of other vehicles, please let me know. I badly need it. I also do need a rim, because I basically took this rim in to get repaired, and here's a video of how bad it wobbles, and it's irreparable, and I need a new rim. So if anyone has a rim, it's full silver. It's not the two-tone color. It is fully one color. I will buy it off you guys. Sorry guys for all the bad energy. This car here has been pissing me off, and it's a combination of so many things. But anyways, it's gonna go to paint today. We're gonna get it painted pretty soon, but right now what we gotta do is swap this rear wheel onto the front wheel, because that front wheel wobbles so bad and is barely drivable with that bent wheel being on the front. So we're gonna put it on the back, tidy a couple of things up. And since the Audi RS7 is a all-wheel drive vehicle, you gotta make sure that the front and rear wheels are the exact same diameter, because last thing you wanna do is burn the differentials on a car like this. Trust me, they're not cheap. I'm hoping that it's a lot better now, since the front wheel is not really directly impacting the steering wheel and it's kind of just wobbling in the back. Near impossible to steer with one hand, but okay. Let's see. Look at that. Yep. And see if we can get it to a little bit of speed. 32. All right, well, it's not bad. 40. 41. It's not bad. I mean, it's a lot more doable. Before it was literally like, watch this, it was like this. It was like it was so bad. Let's see if we can get it to 50. If we get it to 50. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is smooth sailing. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Who did the alignment? I did the alignment myself. Look how good it looks. We are making our gas pit stop, and I think that I didn't tighten these wheels. So let's see. They're all right. I mean, look at this. They're not horrible, but oh yeah, they're kind of loose. I felt a slight vibration, so I was like, oh man, I gotta pull over. I'm feeling a little bit of noise from this shield back here, so I'm gonna push it back. All right, off we go. We are about 12 minutes away. Look at this. Looks good for my house, you know, I'm not gonna lie. This thing here is officially getting dropped off at paint, and tomorrow I'm actually gonna bring him the original bumper and see which one is better. Either we paint this one or we fix and paint that one. Is, you know, we'll decide. We don't really know right now. It's just the fitment on this one is just kind of funny. I mean, we can make it work by heating it up and making it all nice, but anyways, damage here, and then the door is damaged. So all this stuff is gonna be painted and looking brand new once again. So now that we got that RS7 out of the way, it's time we come and work on this one here. There are a couple of things we need to address before taking this thing to the paint shop as well. Well, the repair and paint shop, and we still don't know if we're swapping this quarter panel or we're repairing it, which you guys will see and I will see with you guys here shortly. What we gotta do is pull this car forward, pull that bumper off, and address a couple of knocking noises we have in the suspension. I'm hoping that it's something maybe I didn't tighten or something like that, and nothing bigger. So let's get straight to it. Typically on a rear bumper, there is clips under the taillight, should be a screw and a bracket here, clips and bolts under, and that's just about it. Sometimes there are screws behind the taillights, but let's figure this out together. I'm hoping that this taillight is not broken anywhere, because I can't imagine it being any cheap. So yeah, with the other RS7 having so many problems, I'm just hoping that this one's not gonna be crazy out of budget as well. This taillight looks good. One thing I know, Audi loves to over-engineer their stuff. That means I gotta get access to it through here, right there, but I can't So I'm gonna have to pull off that because regardless, we're gonna have to pull that off to see all this damage. And there's a hole right there. So let's get that pulled off. I found some paperwork in the vehicle with the old owner's contact info, which is typically good news because I can ask him for a second key or ask him if the car has any issues or anything like that. Removing the rear panel is quite easy, 3 screws up top and 4 at the bottom, and the rest is simply clips. I like to baggy all my screws and label them for easy reassembly. Well, would you look at that? Looks like we got a little more damage than we want, but no, it is what it is. We got some, looks like a crease over here, but now we have access to this, first of all, and second of all, let's get all this moved out of the way, that way we can get a better visual. Well, here's a moment of truth. Is this fuse box or any of the computers back here broken? Last thing I want is any of these to be broken and then I have to recode them, replace them, and all this extra hassle. Well, we got good and bad news. We're gonna start off with the bad news because everybody likes the bad stuff first. The bad news is we got actually a lot of damage. You see that right there? Yeah, that's all like pinched up, and I honestly don't think that the body guy is gonna be able to fix all this, but I don't know, he's the master. We'll see. The good news is I have access to that right there, and none of these computers are broken, so that's awesome. Only thing that's broken is this, and it's only one mounting point that's broken right there. So I'm just gonna buy a new one like this, and all the computers slide into that. So look at this though, everything is solid. With all that being out of the way, I've finally got access to this hidden nut. This nut here holds the rear bumper bracket, and the rear bumper cover is clipped onto the bracket. Carefully loosen the nut, and with a magnet, pull the nut out of the pocket. You don't want the nut to fall or it will say bye to you forever. Now, we go around the perimeter of the bumper, taking off all the screws that hold this bumper in place. Hoping we got everything disconnected. Ooh. No, there's one more thing behind this taillight. So I want to show you guys this little thing that a lot of people miss, and you can rip your bumper. That is the clip I wanted to show you guys. You need a flathead. You can go like this, here. See if it'll work, and pry that up right there. Now with that being pried up, we can slide that out. See that? Boom. There you guys have it. Now the front bumper should come off. Sorry, rear bumper. This here is an exhaust valve. Oh my gosh, I can't even take it off. Guys, the condition of this car is really not that great right now. And I'm hoping that it's gonna clean up when I pressure wash it, because a lot of times these things look disgusting until you pressure wash them. Well, there we have it. Our trophy rear bumper is off. And the rear tail lights go right back on because we are actually driving this car to the paint shop, so it's gotta be real legal. Yo, this thing looks kind of sick. Look at this. Look at that rat rod. Anyways, I think I've just found what is that noise that I'm talking about under the vehicle. So if we step under here, we can see the exhaust is hanging right there. You see this? Look at this. Okay, and now we wonder, why is the exhaust doing that? That's because that exhaust hanger right there is busted. That's good news for me because that's like the easiest repair in the world. It means we did all the suspension work phenomenally. But wait, I know how to fix this. Ta-da! This is gonna be our temporary fix until we get a new bracket. And honestly, I didn't know this before, but apparently I'm like a professional zip tie technician. Look at that, solid like a rock. You get it? Like a rock. All right, it's time to get messy. I'm about to pressure wash this thing inside, underside, outside, every side, just to get all that little flash rust and dust and whatever's on there, because it's pretty darn bad. I want to show you guys the bumper that I'm looking at right now. Are you kidding me? Look at that bumper. Oh, disgusting. Look at that. This is my little baby right here. Small portable pressure washer, but I love it. I don't know, it's one of my favorite little things. I am no way sponsored or anything by Ryobi. This is just a pressure washer that I really enjoy. Super small, super easy to use. You guys thought I was joking about the deep cleaning. No, we ain't messing around with this one. We're doing a deep clean, and to be honest with you guys, most of that flash rust is coming off along with the dirt, so I'm super pumped for that, super excited. And don't you guys wish your detailer would do this to one of your guys' cars at least once in his lifetime? The underneath is looking so much better, so much cleaner. It's actually kind of satisfying now. I mean, it's cleaning up real well. I'm not sure if that exhaust is painted or something, but that's weird. I don't know why it's black. The next thing is to get this engine bay cleaned up because it's quite filthy. It's usually from transportation why it gets so filthy, but let's get it. First drive is always the scariest. Some sort of noise. Back over there. I'm not even sure what. I'm afraid that my differential is bad. What in the world? So many noises. Hello. I'm terrified. There are way too many noises that I'm hearing that are scary for me to be peaceful. So I'm gonna go ahead and go under and start digging a little bit more because I heard like the diff knock, the exhaust rattle, the suspension. What in the world was that? Anyways, let's start diagnosing. A lot of noise can be coming from this, so I'm gonna tie this up right now and then see if the exhaust is good. It's not making any noise anywhere. It's interesting. At this point, I'm just terrified and I don't want to throw thousands of dollars at this car. I'm checking now for any kind of wobble or any kind of play, but I'm not getting any. Seems tight. Like that. Like that. I'm so confused. This is the normal shock playing here. Zip tied everything here. So now we should be a lot less noise. So try round 2. A couple more options here. First of all, this thing here, I moved it away. It was rubbing against that. And second of all, this is the one that I think is a lot of the problem. This brace right here, this one, it goes from here all the way back there. It was bent by a forklift driver right there and right there. And listen to this. You hear that? So, you hear that? It's touching. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pull this off and see what that does. I know the subframe is on bushings, so if it's moving around lightly, it's gonna be vibrating against this and make a ton of noise.
Luckily that brace is not too hard to remove, but before removing it, I wanted to see if I can bend it. I used a little hammer to kind of get some leverage and my jack to kind of pump it right back into place, but that wasn't really successful, so I just ended up taking it off.
Honestly, I don't know what this thing is supposed to look like, but I'm pretty confident it's not supposed to look like this. So let's see. I don't know. I am more lost than can be. The next thing I'm gonna do is tape this camera under there and see what the heck is going on because I don't even know anymore. I'm lost. Still got a bunch of noise. I literally don't know what the heck is wrong with me. I have a tendency to, when I put on wheels and I know I'm gonna take them off the car, I don't tighten them and I just completely forget. I hope this never happens with you guys, but I think that we just solved like 85% of our noises. Like, look at this. You see that? Like, it's literally wobbling. And then I was like, dude, what the heck is going on, you know? I look, and these are completely finger tight. Like, they're completely finger tight. I feel so dumb right now, but at the same time, I'm happy. Look at that. Look at this. At the same time, I'm happy. Oh, no more noise. Wow, magic. Guys, please don't make the same mistake. These wheels are the wheels for the giveaway RS7, so I slapped them on this car just so they'd be rolling around, and I just completely forgot to tighten them. So let's go around and tighten all of them.
Guys, I don't know why this happens, but it's not the first time. Ugh.
Right now, I'm not sure if I should be feeling happy, sad, mad, or dumb, because I'm happy that I fixed the issue that I created. So anyways, the last thing I want to do before taking this thing for a test spin is to go ahead and see if I can pull this out just a little bit, because I believe a lot of the issue is from the wheel hitting this quarter panel here and making a lot of extra noise. So I'm gonna probably use that right there or some kind of a bar, stick it in there and just pry it out, see what we can do.
My attempt at first was to kind of roll out the quarter panel, that way it has more clearance for the wheel, and it kind of worked, but definitely wasn't enough. I thought by picking up the car and hammering it from the inside, it would come out enough to a point where it doesn't hit the wheel, but unfortunately that's not the case, and I didn't want to mess with the quarter panel too much because the body man usually hates when someone touches a panel they're going to fix. Now with the brightest flashlight I can find, I went under the car to see if I could notice any reasons why we have these pesky sounds coming from the rear. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything, and I switched to looking to the front. Took off the under trays and gave it a good look, and I couldn't find anything that caught my eyes besides a couple of minor shields and covers.
I'd like to think that I got all the sounds out besides the rear right quarter panel. You guys were on a tripod. You can vividly hear the rear right because it's literally a hole to the outside, but it doesn't seem like there's any other noise besides that. So maybe we're solid. Only, you see that rear right quarter panel is hitting against the wheel. The only two things I can imagine is the DRC system needs to be refilled. So if any of you guys know how to do that or have the tool to do that, and you're in Florida, please hit me up. I'll pay you guys some money. Dealership wants like $1,000 to do that, so yeah. And then the other thing is obviously the wheel hitting the quarter panel. So I think we've got everything figured out. Pretty happy now. I am hoping we got all the sounds out of the RS7, because once we get that quarter panel fixed, and if we have any more sounds, I don't even want to think about it, but I'm thinking it's the subframe. I don't know why or how, but it just seems odd to have any kind of sound. So anyways, hopefully it's not. If you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. If you guys want a chance to win my giveaway RS7, here's a little sneak peek of what it's gonna look like. Be sure to be entered now. All you have to do is subscribe to my Instagram at BYBTim, and the deadline for the giveaway is the end of this month. May 31st is the deadline. After that, we're gonna announce a new one. See you guys on the inside. Peace.